Christmas has some bizarre sides that will leave you speechless. While everyone knows Santa Claus and his reindeer, the world is full of Christmas characters that are anything but ordinary. Today, you will discover the most bizarre creatures from Christmas legends. Are you curious? Join us and let's go. Number 14. The Yule Goat. In Sweden, Christmas wasn't always associated with a reindeer-drawn sleigh. In the past, Santa Claus, or Jultomte, was accompanied by a festive goat, the Yule Goat. This goat, believed to be a legacy of two mythical goats used by Thor to pull his chariot across the sky, has a curious role. Instead of bringing thunder, it helps Santa deliver presents. The Yule Goat is an important cultural symbol in Sweden and other Nordic countries, with small straw goat figures used as Christmas decorations. However, the Yule Goat in Gavle, Sweden, is a very peculiar tradition. Every year, a huge straw structure is erected in the town, but for some reason it always ends up being set on fire by vandals. This has become a tradition, with residents trying to prevent the fires by installing cameras, guards, and using less flammable straw. Even with these attempts at protection, the tradition of burning the Yule Goat persists, becoming a real attraction during the end-of-year festivities, generating both curiosity and a certain discomfort due to the annual destruction of the figure. Number 13. Caliconceroi. The Caliconceroi are mythical creatures that inhabit the folklore of southeastern Europe, especially in countries like Greece. They are small, demonic, and mischievous, with the appearance of monsters. According to mythology, they live in the center of the earth and spend the entire year trying to cut down the world tree, which supports the planet. However, during the 12 days of Christmas, they leave their underground activities aside to wreak havoc in the human world. Their task seems to be to bring chaos to homes, ruining everything they come across. To prevent them from invading the house, the Greeks follow a series of rituals. One of the most popular is to hang pig jaws behind the doors, as the Caliconceroi have a habit of counting everything they see. Other tricks include scattering linen or fire, so that the demons are distracted by counting the threads or moving away from the heat. The presence of fire also prevents the Caliconceroi from entering through the chimney, which is one of their favorite ways of invading homes during Christmas. Number 12. Gilla and the Yule Cat. In Iceland, the Christmas season is marked by sinister folklore figures, and none are more frightening than Gryla. She is a giantess with an insatiable appetite for naughty children. Legend has it that she emerges from her cave in the mountains and hunts down naughty children during Christmas, putting them in a sack and carrying them away to devour. But Gryla is not alone in her terrifying quest. She has an unusual ally, the Christmas cat, Jólakötturinn. This furry monster is on the hunt for children who have not received new clothes for Christmas. Rather than being a symbol of generosity, the Christmas cat functions as an arbiter of children's morality. In Iceland, it is traditional for children who have helped out around the house or worked during the year to receive new clothes for Christmas. Therefore, if a child does not have new clothes, they are considered bad in the eyes of the cat, who will devour them. The stories of Gryla and her Christmas cat are deeply rooted in Icelandic folklore and serve to instill fear in children, encouraging them to behave during the festivities. I have a question for you. First, I'd like to tell you that it's possible to keep up with the biggest curiosities of our world every day. But for that, you need to be subscribed to our channel. So, have you subscribed yet? If not, take the opportunity to subscribe now. Now that you've done that, let's go. Number 11. The Ulads. In a more sinister version of the Christmas legends, Iceland also presents us with the Ulads, sons of Gryla. Originally, these 13 characters were seen as mischievous creatures, responsible for tormenting children during the Christmas period. Each Yule lad has his own peculiar characteristic, and his mischief ranges from stealing food to making noise, breaking objects in the house. Children leave a shoe under the window during the 13 nights leading up to Christmas, and, depending on the behavior of the day, the Yule lad places a present in the shoe, or, if the child has been naughty, a rotten potato. The most famous Yule lad, Door Slammer, likes to make noise by slamming doors, while Sausage Swiper delights in stealing sausages. The origin of the stories about the Yule lads dates back centuries, when these figures were more feared and represented the dark side of Christmas, severely punishing the disobedient. In 1746, the Icelandic church banned parents from frightening their children with these stories. Nevertheless, the tradition survived, and the Yule lads are now better known as mischievous figures, bringing gifts rather than harsh punishments. Number 10. Fraperta. The legend of Fraperta comes from the Alps of Germany and Austria, where she is known as a sinister-looking mythical entity. Originally, she may have her roots in ancient pagan beliefs, but over the centuries, she became associated with Christmas and came to be seen as an ambiguous figure, capable of being both benign and cruel. Fraperta appears as an old woman with an animal-like face, wearing a long cloak and hiding a sharp knife under her clothes. During the 12 days of Christmas, she visits homes to check on the behavior of children. If a child has been good, she may leave a small gift. However, if the child has been naughty, their fate is dire. Fraperta has a habit of skinning the child, removing its entrails, and stuffing it with straw, before sewing it back together. Her punishment is linked to the ancient practice of evaluating people's work and behavior, especially women, at the end of the year. If a woman had not completed her work of spinning and weaving by Christmas, she was considered worthy of punishment by Fraperta, an image of punishment from a more brutal past. Number 9. La Bafana. La Bafana is one of Italy's most beloved and mysterious figures, associated with Epiphany Day celebrated on January 6. She is a kindly old witch who, like many other Christmas characters, arrives through chimneys. According to tradition, children in Italy leave stockings hanging on the fireplace, hoping that La Bafana will fill them with sweets or coal, depending on their behavior during the year. Legend has it that La Bafana was visited by the 3 wise men as they traveled to see the Christ child. Offering them hospitality, she declined their invitation to accompany them on their journey. Later, repentant, La Bafana set out to find the Magi, but was never able to find them, so she continued her search, bringing gifts to the children as a way of atoning for her failure. The tradition of La Bafana reflects influences from both pre-Christian folklore and Christian stories, with her figure serving as a symbol of generosity. Like Santa Claus, it is common to leave food and drinks for her, with the most popular custom being to offer wine, especially in the southern regions of Italy. Number 8. Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. Rudolph is undoubtedly the most famous Christmas reindeer. His story is an example of overcoming obstacles and solidarity. Created in 1939 by Robert L. May for a Montgomery Ward Christmas catalog, Rudolph was born with a major problem: a shiny red nose. Initially mocked by the other reindeer, he was not well regarded as a good guide for Santa Claus's Christmas trip. But everything changed when a night of dense fog threatened the delivery of the presents. Rudolph's bright nose light was the key to guiding the sleigh through the storm. He has since become a hero. Its popularity has expanded with songs, movies, and a legion of fans, becoming an icon of Christmas and the importance of moving forward, even in the face of adversity. In addition, there are reports of sightings of this reindeer around the world, like the ones you're seeing now. Are these sightings real? Tell me your opinion here in the comments. Number 7. Elves. At Christmas, no one works harder than Santa's elves. These magical little creatures play a vital role in making the presents that are delivered to good little boys and girls. They are depicted as cheerfully busy creatures with pointy ears and colorful outfits, working tirelessly in their workshop at the North Pole. While the origins of Christmas elves have ancient roots, the modern version was popularized in part by Clement Clark Moore's famous short story, A Visit from St. Nicholas, or The Night Before Christmas. In this story, elves help load toys onto Santa's sleigh. In many depictions, they are tireless and dedicated to the magic of Christmas, creating everything from toys to candy. In modern times, they are also part of more playful traditions, such as the Naughty Elf game, where a toy elf secretly moves around during the night, surprising parents and delighting children. These enchanted beings are the essence of the Christmas spirit, bringing the wonder and joy of the season. Number 6. Black Piet. Every year, the tradition of Zwarte Piet sparks heated debate. Is he a racist caricature or a legitimate part of Dutch Christmas festivities? Zwarte Piet, or Black Peter, is a character that appears in Dutch Christmas parades, where participants paint themselves black to represent the helpers of St. Nicholas, the precursor to Santa Claus. However, as social norms change, the character has come under fire. Those who defend the tradition claim that Zwarte Piet's dark skin is a consequence of his ascent and descent down chimneys, but opponents see him as a symbol of racial stereotypes, with his red lips, curly hair, and large gold earrings. The controversy over Zwarte Piet has intensified in recent years, leading to moves by the Dutch government to revamp or eliminate the figure from the celebrations. The debate has also gone international, with bodies such as the UN calling for his removal. Zwarte Piet's story is intertwined with the Netherlands' colonial past, becoming a symbol of the tensions between traditions and the need to rethink cultural heritage. Number 5. Kager. In many parts of the world, the Christmas nativity scene is a revered tradition, but in Catalonia, one peculiarity stands out: the Kager. This character, which may seem unexpected, is a figure representing a person in the act of defecating, discreetly placed in a corner of the nativity scene, near the Sagrada Familia. The tradition of the Kager dates back more than 200 years and has its origins in farming communities, where it was believed that a nativity scene without a Kager would bring bad luck. One theory is that the Kager symbolizes fertility and renewal, with the act of defecating being a metaphor for fertilizing the soil. Over the years, the figure of the Kager has evolved, and in addition to figures of peasants, today it is possible to find versions representing celebrities, political figures, and even fictional characters. This tradition is so popular in Catalonia that, in some stores, it is possible to buy a personalized version of the Kager with your face. Although many find the concept strange, Kager has its place in the hearts of Catalans, being a peculiar way of celebrating Christmas. Number 4. Krampus. Krampus, the feared Christmas demon, has become increasingly popular around the world. Appearing as a creature half goat, half monster, Krampus is known as the dark companion of Saint Nicholas. While the good saint distributes gifts to well-behaved children, Krampus comes to punish the naughty ones. His history dates back to pagan traditions in Central Europe, where he was a figure in mythology associated with winter and darkness. During the night of Krampusnacht, on December 5th, Krampus goes out into the streets in search of naughty children. Traditionally, he uses a whip and a sack to carry the naughty children off to a terrifying fate. In many European countries, people dress up as Krampus and take part in parades called Krampuslauf, where they run through the streets, scaring onlookers. In recent years, Krampus has been featured in films and TV series, becoming an increasingly popular figure, especially among horror movie fans. Although he has long been an intimidating figure, Krampus is now seen as a symbol of the dark side of Christmas, balancing the joy and the shadow of the holiday. Number 3. Mari Luid. Imagine finding a horse skull covered in cloth and brought to your door. This may seem strange in many parts of the world, but in Wales, it is a very humorous tradition called Mari Luid. The tradition is a classic example of how the festivities can be shaped by ancient and sometimes bizarre rituals. During Christmas and New Year, groups of people gather to take Mari Luid from house to house. The participant carrying the horse skull, or Mari Luid, hides under a cloth and interacts with the householders in a rhyming contest. The idea is that the two parties exchange songs and jokes, and whoever can sing and respond best wins the challenge. If the visitors win, Mari Luid enters the house and brings good luck to the household. However, if the householders do better in exchanging rhymes, the Mari Luid group must leave. This peculiar tradition dates back to the Middle Ages and is one example of how Christmas celebrations can be unique, combining mystery and humor in a way that only the Welsh people know how to do. Number 2. Grinch. Who hasn't heard of the Grinch? The friendly villain who tries to steal Christmas from Whoville is undoubtedly one of the most recognizable figures in modern Christmas stories. Created by Dr. Seuss, the Grinch was a grumpy green creature with a heart so small it barely fit in his chest. He hated Christmas and decided it would be a good idea to steal all of the presents, trees, and decorations from the inhabitants of Whoville. However, as the story unfolds, the Grinch learns a valuable lesson. Christmas is not about the presents, but about the spirit of unity and love. The Grinch's transformation from a cold and selfish being to someone generous and warm is one of the most powerful messages in this story. His journey of redemption is a reminder that no matter what happens, Christmas is a time for renewal and reconciliation. And of course, the Grinch couldn't help but win everyone's hearts, showing that even the most tough people can find a path to kindness. Number 1. Gnomes. Gnomes have a long history in European traditions, often associated with homes and gardens, where they are considered protectors and guardians. In the context of Christmas, gnomes become charming and mysterious characters. In some parts of Europe, they are known as tomte in Sweden or nisse in Norway, and are believed to help with Christmas tasks such as caring for animals and even preparing gifts. However, they are also mischievous and can become easily angered if not treated with respect. Gnomes have a strong connection to Norse folklore, where they are seen as small pets of farmers, with magical abilities to protect the home and family. At Christmas, they are often depicted with their characteristic red hats and long beards, helping Santa Claus or living in harmony with winter. Their charming image has been widely popularized in Christmas decorations and children's stories, making them lovable icons of the season. Whether as protective figures or mischievous characters, gnomes are always welcome in our Christmas celebration. Do you know any other bizarre Christmas creatures? Tell me in the comments below. Now, I'm going to recommend you to learn about the most unusual Christmas traditions. Click on this video now to check it out. Well, that's it, and until next time, Curious One.